Okay, let's talk about AI agents. That term is absolutely everywhere right now. And you know what? It's causing a ton of confusion. It sounds like pure magic, right? Like some all-knowing, all-doing machine is just about to arrive. But what if I told you it's actually less about magic and way more about methodical, understandable engineering? That's exactly what we're going to unpack. So this is the big question, isn't it? Are these agents some kind of mysterious, unknowable force? Or are they built on solid principles that we can actually get our heads around? Today, we're going to pull back that curtain and really look at the architecture behind all the hype. All right, first things first. It's so important to get this. The word agent is not a one-size-fits-all label. Not at all. It actually describes a whole spectrum of different AI capabilities and interactions. And the source material for this explainer breaks that spectrum down into 4 clear use cases. Seriously, once you see these 4 categories, the entire landscape of AI tools starts to make so much more sense. Let's dive in. What's really cool about this is that it basically maps out the journey we've all been on with AI. We all started with what's called direct interaction. That's just you talking straight to a large language model. Think of the first versions of ChatGPT. Then things got a little smarter with the proxy agent. If you've used DALL-E 3 inside ChatGPT, you've seen this. ChatGPT picks your idea and rewrites it to be a better prompt for the image model. After that, you have the assistant agent, which can use tools, but it needs your permission. It needs you to click approve before it does anything. And finally, you get to the autonomous agent. This is the holy grail everyone's talking about, the one that can make a plan and just go do it. And this is why all these definitions really matter. Here's a little inside baseball for you. OpenAI tries to avoid the word agent. Why? Because in the machine learning world, an agent has always meant a system that is fully 100% autonomous. It's a small detail, but it shows you how deliberate the people building the stuff are with their language. Okay, so if agents aren't all-powerful, singular beings, how do you solve really complex problems? Well, the answer isn't to build one giant mega agent. Nope, the answer is to build a team, an AI crew. This quote from the source material just hits the nail on the head. Think about it. You'd never hire one person and expect them to be your expert coder and your tester and your project manager and your graphic designer. That would be insane. So why would we expect an AI to work that way? It's all about specialization. And here's what that AI team looks like in the real world. You can have a coder agent write some code and a tester agent whose only job is to check that code for errors. Or, for something more creative, you could have a joke researcher agent finding new trends, which then feeds that info to a joke writer agent. And the craziest part? Frameworks like AutoGen and Crew AI basically create a private group chat for these AIs. They can literally talk to each other, share files, and work together to get a job done just like a human team on Slack. So, you've got this crew of AIs working together. But how do they access specific knowledge? There's this common misconception that an AI's memory is just its conversation history. But the reality is way more sophisticated. It's not a brain that remembers everything. It's more like a purpose-built, highly organized library. And the technique that makes this library work is called retrieval augmented generation. I know, it's a mouthful, so everyone just calls it RAG. It's basically a 2-step dance. First, there's indexing. You give the system a pile of documents, your company's internal wiki, technical manuals, whatever. It chops them up into little pieces and stores them in a special database. Then, retrieval. When you ask a question, the system first zips over to that library, finds the most relevant pieces of info, and staples them to your prompt as context before it goes to the AI. So, and this is the crucial part, you're not just talking to the model. You're talking to the model plus a hand-picked collection of expert documents. All right, we've covered the different types of agents, how they work in teams, and how they remember things. But who's pulling the strings? How are they actually controlled? Well, you might be surprised to find out the answers come from some pretty familiar places. So let me ask you this. What on earth could a cutting-edge autonomous AI possibly have in common with the video games you grew up playing? Turns out they share a core piece of tech that's all about making decisions. The answer is behavior trees. If you've ever seen a non-player character, an NPC, in a game react intelligently to what you're doing, you've seen a behavior tree in action. It's this battle-tested system from game development and robotics that lets developers map out complex decision-making. It just goes to show you that building great AI isn't always about inventing brand new stuff. It's often about cleverly applying proven ideas from other fields. And finally, this all leads to how we talk to these systems. Think about it. Prompting started out as kind of a weird art form, right? Just guessing and trying creative freezes. Well, that's quickly turning into a full-blown engineering discipline with structure, rules, and repeatable tests. So, what's in this new engineering toolkit? Well, it's things like giving super clear instructions, telling an agent to take on a specific persona, but the real game changer is systematic testing. You've got tools like Microsoft's Prompt Flow that let developers test thousands of different prompts automatically. And get this, they're even using another AI to objectively grade the first AI's work based on a rubric. We've gone way past guesswork and into methodical, data-driven improvement. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that the so-called magic of AI agents is really just turning into method. We're watching a new engineering field being born, built on understandable pieces, different agent types, AI crews, custom libraries for memory, and systematic prompting. It's moving from an abstract idea to a powerful and well-defined system. And that leaves us with one last big question. Now that you've seen the method behind the magic, what's the first complicated, messy, multi-step task you'd want to build your own personal AI crew to handle for you? Definitely something to think about.